Hello everyone, we should be live now, and welcome to the channel, welcome to the live stream. So today we're gonna look into the full moon into Leo that it is coming up in a few days, 16th of February 2022 for some, 17th for others. But it should be an exciting times, or at least this is what I am presuming. I haven't looked into the cards yet. So few words before we start to explain to the new people, newcomers that are to see the live stream, how things are going to move forward with the show. So there are going to be 12 readings for the star signs, starting from Aries all the way up to Pisces. I'm keeping it that way, so there is an order in them, predictability, so to speak. So when people are looking at the video afterwards, after the stream is done, they can easily navigate which sign they want to check out. Hello, Tracy. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? So yeah, that's the reason why I'm always keeping them in order. And also there are going to be 3 readings giveaway or 3 free readings giveaway to you guys, to three people of you, or 3 of you. And everything that you have to do in order to participate into these 3 into one of these 3 free readings giveaway, it is to keep up with the stream up until it comes to a break. The breaks are happening after Cancer. One break is happening after Cancer. The second break is happening after a Scorpio, and the final one is going to take place at the very end, which is Pisces. And in these breaks, you get to ask your questions into the comments here of the live stream, and I'm going to pick one of you, the one that I'm drawn the most. And of course, the question is qualifying my norms, because here in the free readings, I follow my norms. If you pay for a reading, you get to ask whatever you want. But there are norms that I'm not going to trespass, since it's a giveaway. And I'm going to pick one question, and I'm going to read for that person professionally, meaning that it's not just only going to be one card based on the question. I'm going to pick a spread, and I'm going to give you a reading. Tracy, thank you so much for your $20 support. Thank you so much, Tracy. For those of you guys who supports me through Super Chat, just like Tracy did right now, you are gonna get the reading at the end of the live stream, regardless have you been picked in the breaks as for a free reading or not. So Tracy, once again, thank you so much for your 20 US dollar support. Thank you so much. Just hold on a second here to add you to the list. And of course, if you do wish your own personal time and reading with me, you can always go to my website, which you will find in the description down below of the live stream, that is. And there at the very front page, you will see full list of my services, their pricing as well, and based on your budget and your needs, you can go for whichever one suits you best of a service. So hello everybody tuning in. Victoria, Amy, welcome to the live stream, as Ginger as well. And let's go for the first star sign we have of tonight, which is going to be Aries. Oops, such a failed 3-4. Hey Lawrence, welcome to the stream. Long time no see. Oh, you're welcome, Tracy. Right, Amy, thank you so much for your 20 US dollars. Thank you so much, Amy. Again, make sure you do stick around up until the end, and there again you're gonna have your personalized reading for the full moon into Leo. Since you haven't made any requests, by the way, guys, if you do have any if you don't have any requests with your super chat, I'm just gonna presume that it is just a reading for the transit. Should you want anything specific, just add your request with the super chat, and I'm going to input it as well into the list. Hello, Victoria. Right, so Aries comes first, and the first card for Aries, we do have the Page of Pentacles, followed by the second one here, which stands as the Page of Cups. Moving next, we do have the Lovers card, followed by the fourth one, which is the Knights of Wands. By the way, Knights into these decks, into that deck, it's Aleister Crowley deck, stands as kings. Okay, so even if you do see Knight, that is a king. The actual Knight in those decks are a prince. It's a prince of something. And the final one for Aries, that is going to be the Chariot. So you, Aries, that upcoming transit of couple of weeks after 16th is going to be a major time of making decisions, most likely whom you should move forward with, whether it is in terms of business or whether it is in terms of a relationship. But the thing it is that as we do have the Page of Pentacles in there at the very start of the reading itself, it means that there will be a huge thing of a value. That's literally what the Page of Pentacles sits when it comes into a prime position, that you have a huge thing of a value, whether it is a relationship or whether it is a business. By the way, should it be relationship, it will develop in a way that friendship transcends into it. So if you do have a friend around you that you do have a thing for, well, maybe you should look forward for it into the next couple of weeks after 16th of February, because there is a huge chance that things are going to develop there. And that is because we do have the Lovers into the third position, and not just the Lovers there, it's about flirting and it is about love, but above everything else, it is about the harmony of the opposites. So no matter how different you may be from one another, it's just these differences, instead of creating a chasm in between you two, they are going to make you a special for one another. You're going to see each other for the absence of things or of traits, for who you are, and therefore the decision to try it out is going to be easier than ever sitting there. The only problem that I can see for you, Aries, here, it's the Page of Cups, which sits into the second position, and the page could speak only for a couple of things. Now, one of them is, should that be an individual, should that be a person? Well, that person doesn't cope very well emotionally staying around you. They just don't have that balance, and they are constantly changing their opinion, their position, and it is just these people or that person is giving you a mixed signals, giving you a mixed feelings, mixed emotions. You don't know what to do out of it, so it's unlikely that a situation in between you two is to develop. The other thing that the page could stand for, it's just a lack of perspective, in a sense of perspective for the future, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, guys. It's just you don't know what to make of the situations which are happening around you, and you just go blind forward. And it is like, that is the exciting way moving forward, being always ready for anything new that can come up. So the second manifestation of the page, which is the most likely one, it's not just a bad thing, okay? It's just a lack of predictability that the situations may bring to you. Other than that, a huge lesson that you have to learn into the next few weeks, and that is the lesson of ambition, and as well a lesson of a good time. I love this one. It is because if you don't, how can I put it into words? You do not follow your ambition, and in the same time you don't have a good time doing it, what's the purpose of you doing it at the first place? So you will kind of like learn how to tackle, you know, with your drive, and in the same time having fun doing it. And there isn't better things, a better way of making progress, is there? The how can I put it into the words? The biggest thing into your reading, it is actually the Chariot at the end of your reading. This card shows the energies which are to support you, and it is the biggest thing because the Chariot, when it comes as an energy, it literally says that there is nothing that can stand in your way, in a sense of that there is not a challenge out there that can be bestowed upon you and you to waver in its face and lose resolve. On the contrary, the bigger the challenge, the bigger the tenacity, the bigger the determination to overcome the challenge. And therefore these energies here, Aries, are gonna bound you to reap results at the end of these couple of weeks. I got excited. A couple of weeks, you are going to collect the fruits of your hard work, and you will see many of your wishes fulfilled. Now, for some of you are going to be big wishes, for others not that big, but besides the point, you will see a solid progress here, rewards, and you are to see yourself very, very proud of your achievements. It's going to be a great transit for Aries, for what it seems. All that you got to do here is keep up with your ambition. Lawrence and Ginger, thank you so much, guys. Lawrence, for your $5 support, and Ginger for your 11 US dollar support as well. Thank you so much, Ginger and Lawrence. Again, make sure you do stick around up until the end, and there you will have your reading at the end of the live stream. I single you out? What does that mean? Oh, you're talking with Pisces moon being Ginger. All right. All right, next one, guys. We do have Taurus. All right, Taurus, a first one for you, that is going to be the Three of Swords, followed by the Page of Pentacles. Moving next, we do have the Three of Cups. The fourth one, that is going to stand as the Six of Swords. And the final one for you, Taurus, that will be the Two of Cups. And actually, it's not a bad turn. To me, this transit speaks a transit of a healing. Now, hear me out here. We have the Page of Pentacles into the second position, which pretty much speaks that there isn't going to be many major things happening or important things happening for you into the next few weeks, or rather like into the next couple of weeks. And that will allow you to start paying more attention to the recent, say, disappointments. Actually, I'm not going to sugarcoat it here. As the Three of Swords stands, I would say the recent failures, no matter how recent those failures were, and reflect on them. And there is a big reason why you should do that, because according to these cards here, having the Six of Swords into the fourth position, it pretty much means that as future is approaching towards you, Taurus, it will give you an opportunity to make a leap into it. And should you be not healed from your past failures, no matter how recent those failures were, you will be very scared at taking on this opportunity, traversing that threshold that it is coming into your future. This new opportunity should be very blind, in a sense of that there will be not much you can say about it. When you see it, you will not know how things are going to move forward. So it's going to be something very different from what you are used to. It is like almost like landing on an unknown shore, or landing on a unknown planet out there. You just don't know what to expect. And that's why it's going to be imperative that you do overcome every single negative thought you have, whether it is about love, or whether it is about business, or whether it is about friendships out there. In order to do that, you just have to suffer through it, through these negative thoughts. That is how the Three of Swords operates, okay? It's just when you are feeling bad about something, you have to embrace it. You need to allow to go through you, and then everything is going to get back to normal. With the Three of Swords as well, on a more practical level, Taurus, be ready for the next few days to experience some mental cruelty. What I mean is that people may kind of like address you with improper language, or straight away some of these people may be way too aggressive, and they may insult you in any way, whether it is intentional or not. It is just, it can happen out there. And I'm saying that because these kind of languages and these kind of like aggression towards you, you will not gonna take it lightly, in a sense of that you will be more sensitive to it than usual. Now, other than that, next few weeks are a great weeks for you to tackle with a small tasks. How can I put it into words? A side task, so to speak. And it seems that you will accomplish a rather very fast and productive results with those tasks. Additionally to that, you are gonna be very good in amongst people, in amongst teamworks, or rather like within a teamwork, should I say it that way, because it is just the not the emotions, but the experience is going to be similar, and therefore everybody is going to be happy working together. Having the Two of Cups at the end, though, it is the real killer here, and under killer I mean in a good way. That is because the Two of Cups as an energy promises, at the very least, it is that your relationships, I mean meaningful relationships, not those relationships with people that are for a very short time around you and they kind of like tell you something inappropriate. Meaningful relationships, I mean, with your colleagues, with your friends, with the people you love, etc., etc. With the Two of Cups having it at the end, it means that your relationships are going to be very peaceful. That is the very least. That card carries on a very strong energy for single Tauruses. It means that pretty much in the next few weeks, or couple of weeks, should I say, couple of weeks and a half, let's say it that way, you are going to attract, or rather like the energies are going to attract a possible suitor for you to start going out with, date with, etc., etc. And how you're going to recognize such a person, it is through the lack of boundaries. Pretty much there will be no shyness, there will be no as well pride in between you two, and therefore the channel of sharing is going to be undisrupted. And that way there will be no boundaries for love whatsoever. And the lesson that you need to learn pretty much, Taurus, in the next few weeks, all that this is happening in so you can select the appropriate human environment. I don't know how to put it into words, so I'm gonna try to keep it as simple as possible. As you guys know, English is not my native, so There are things I want to say, it's just I can't find the words to say them. So I'm going to try to do it simple here. All this is happening for you, Taurus, so you can find the right people to go forward with, whether it is about business, whether it is about love life as well. And those which are treating you not in a very good way when it comes to language, well, these people are people that you have to pretty much sever relationship with, whether it is easy for you or not. Mattia, thank you so much for your $4.99. Thank you so much, Mattia. Make sure you do stick around up until the end, as usual, to have your personalized reading of the live stream. Of the transit, I'm sorry. Which is, again, the full moon in Leo. Right, so moving forward, we have Gemini. Right, so for Gemini, we do have the Aeon. Moving next, that is going to be the Three of Swords, followed by the Ten of Pentacles. Moving next, we do have the Hermits, and the final one for Gemini, that is going to be the Four of Wands. So these 5 cards, Gemini, and next couple of weeks are going to be quite decisive in a way that they are going to pretty much decide many of the paths that you're going to move forward, whether that is a path for you to go along with your romantic life, or whether it is a path about your business. You're bound in the next couple of weeks to finalize a very, and I mean very, important cycles of growth into your life. And those cycles of growth are going to be let me explain it that way. Imagine these situations, Gemini, where you don't know what to do. I mean, there are options available out there, okay, which are going to allow you to move forward, but none of these options available actually makes things perfect, in the sense of that each one of them carries on with a rather moderate to severe compromise that needs to be made. That is from your behalf, and it is understandable why you may want to stall or kind of like juggle in between them, not knowing which one to take, because none of them it's perfect, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but they are average, to say the best, to say the best, yeah. So what happens in the next couple of weeks here with the Aeon, it is that other options available are going to show up to you, like for example another person to go out with, or for example another job for you to start, or for example, you know, another project for you to also participate into, or just a different approach that you can take toward your marriage, or toward your job, or you know, or toward whatever problems you do have. That is how the Aeon pretty much works. The Aeon, if we can classify it as a keyword, you know, you may see it as a new beginning in the books, but actually the key word here is unity, and that is the unity as a universal term. Unity within the situation means that everybody falls into its place. Like if your life is a puzzle, all the pieces kind of like snaps together, and it makes sense. Now you just know what you gotta do, you know which way to take, right? You know which person to go along with, you know what job you want to work. You pretty much see your purpose, and your path in front of you is clear, and that is what provokes pretty much the new beginning. But this is a conscious new beginning. It's not given to you by the universe. So within the next couple of weeks, that is exactly what happens to you, Gemini. And usually this thing is supported through a very huge insight that you are to have. and as well a wake-up calls, so to speak. No different than, you know, sitting in the bar drinking your coffee. Well, that is what I do in bars. People usually drink beverage there. I do drink coffee there, but that's besides the point. So sitting in the cafeteria drinking your coffee, thinking about somebody, and suddenly you do realize that you either love this person or you do not love this person, whichever the case, but you do have your definitive answer through an insight, and that is pretty much your wake-up call. Now you know what you got to do about it, and you are about to do about it. So my point here for you, Gemini, should you have any questions how you are to tackle with whatever problem you do have, or how you should go about a certain individual, you know, or what you should do with your life in general, you are about to get those questions into the next couple of weeks. Thing it is that you ain't gonna like the answer, and Lawrence here mentioned the Three of Swords, and that is exactly what we have. You're not gonna like the answer, at least at the start, because you may think that it is above your pay grade. Like you have the answer that you love a specific individual, but you think you are beneath them, or you will see yourself a bit beneath them, or there will be some kind of an obstacle that is sitting out there, and it is just, you will start presuming, at least initially that is, that, you know, things are not going to work out. And that is how the Three of Swords pretty much stands with you, presuming the worst that it is to happen out there. But again, that is just only a presumption, Gemini. Don't allow presumptions, and as well, how can I put it into words? Wrong beliefs, so to speak, to determine your happiness. On the contrary here, what you need to learn, and that is very important lesson, Gemini, we do have the Hermit into the fourth position. What you need to learn is that once you do find your way, okay, once you do find the source, or the fulcrum, should I say, of happiness or progress, not creativity, growth was the word that I was searching for, right? So a source or a fulcrum of these things, you shouldn't give up on it, because if you do not take it, rest assured somebody else will, that it is not you. And another thing about the Hermit here of a lesson, and I think that you are doing a good job of it, but probably this card comes about just only to remind you of it, Gemini. It is that first things first, it is that you do need to approach your opportunity, let's call it that way. You do need to approach your opportunity with a wisdom and as well intelligence, rather than with a emotional outburst or emotional attachment. You do not want to attach to it emotionally, at least right at the start, before you see that it is something substantial and very, very important to you, whether it is the person that you're going to start dating, or your job, or your marriage. And literally that's pretty much your transit here, Gemini. The last thing that I'm going to add, it is that the process, or rather like your status, your state, I don't know how to put it into words, but my point here is that if you can maintain your independence, the more you can maintain your independence in the next couple weeks and a half, or 2.5 weeks, the better. That is at least the guidance that we do have here. Oh, you're welcome, Lawrence. Well, mysterious moon fears about what? Don't forget that fear is something that pretty much eats, or I should say rather rots your soul, to anyone. I mean, fear is it's for the most part, by the way, our worst enemy. Thank you, mysterious moon. All right, so Cancer, first one, that will be the Five of Pentacles. Moving next, we do have the 10 of Wands, followed by the third one, which stands as the 5 of Swords. Moving next, we do have a Justice, and the final one, that is going to be the Emperor. All right, great. So it was pretty clear to me just drawing the very first two cards, guys, and probably you have heard me say it many times, or when I was doing readings here, is that when I draw a card or two and I say I don't need to draw any more cards, I pretty much know the answer. And that was the case with you, Cancer, but just for the sake of the show, I drew, and to give you a little bit more information, I drew the additional cards. So drawing the first two cards, I immediately knew what the transit is going to be for you. And it is about that you are making things harder on yourself than the things needs to be, pretty much. And in the next couple of weeks, there will be a serious reshuffle into your lifestyle, and under a lifestyle, I mean a styles with which you are tackling with certain aspects of your life, aspects that are a problematic, aspects that have a many problems at multiple fronts. And in the next couple of weeks, it is just how can I put it into words? In the next couple of weeks, it is just where you pretty much are going to correct that state by changing the lifestyle that you are interacting with those enterprises. It may seem more sophisticated than actually is, but hear me out here. So in the next couple 2 weeks and a half, Cancer, you will do better time management, and you are going to structure your priorities in a much better way than before, which will allow you to pretty much avoid many problems that are existing and as well can manifest themselves in the future. So that is literally what this reading says, and there isn't much else to be said here. Aside from that, it's going to be a little bit difficult for you to do so. You know, when somebody goes into certain patterns and then afterwards it's very difficult, or rather like it's difficult for them to break off these patterns. But because we do have the 5 of Swords here into the third position, it seems that your breakthrough of these patterns, whether it's going to be difficult, but you will be able to manage it. And with the energies which are supporting you, which are the Emperor's energy, all right, we do have the energies here, the Emperor's energies. Those energies are gonna put your reliability and as well consistency on the virtues place, and thus you will be able to manage your ups and downs, kind of like, in under manage I mean with capital letters, manage your ups and downs to a point where you are about to diminish the downs as much as they can and amplify the ups, double, triple your gains. And that all comes from the time management and as well from the accurate placement of your responsibilities. It all that it takes. So instead of being sporadic and frantic with the enterprises around you, you will know in the next couple of weeks and a half exactly what to do, when, and as well where. And one another thing about you, Cancer, in the next couple of weeks, it is that you will make a very good decisions, and those decisions are going to be made because you are going to be accountable not just only toward the situation. This time around, you're going to be accountable for yourself as well. And that was the reading for the Cancer for the next 2.5 weeks, the full moon into Leo, and now we are entering into the first break. So within those breaks, like I said, you guys are going to receive a free reading from me. That is my giveaway to you. In order to participate into this and get a free reading, all you gotta do is just input your question into the comments down below, and in about 5 minutes I'm gonna pick one of your questions, and I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question. Lawrence, thank you so much again for your $5 US. Judith, welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy it. And I'm waiting your questions, guys. If there are no questions in about 5 minutes, I'm going to just move on with the next 4 star signs, which are going to be Leo, Virgo, Libra, and as well Scorpio. Projects. Okay, MT, that's a fair question. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Lawrence. Are you okay? Are you recovered? Well, Amy, if you have no idea what to ask, then better don't ask anything, okay? Because if things are going okay with you, which means that you have nothing to ask about, it's better not to, because tarot, and not just only tarot, in fact, astrology, numerology, they do depict change, right? Because if things are going the same way, they have nothing to tell you. And so if things are going okay, then what do you think the change is going to be? It's obvious, right? I assume uh, you haven't. Oh, I'm sorry, Lawrence. It's uh, it's terrible. Strokes are things that terrifies me. Not just these are a couple of things that terrifies me. One is stroke, and the other one it's kidney diseases, because both of them can render you pretty much incapacitated. Yeah, Lawrence, we at least I am. My mind is with you. I don't know about the rest, but my mind definitely is with you, because strokes are terrifying. It's strokes, like I said, and if your kidneys die, it's also terrifying. It's just woo. Ginger, to reflect your question here about the money you lend to your friend, um, I can't definitively answer to that question. I mean, to 100%, because your friend needs to decide to get you back your money, and as you know, Ginger, um, tarot cannot make decisions for people. So only thing I can say by drawing cards is the likelihood that they are going to get your money back. But is this gonna happen for certain? I cannot give you guarantees. Kidneys, yeah, it's terrible. You can't speak. Oh my god, that's my grandfather was that way, by the way. My grandfather was exactly that way. He had a stroke and he couldn't speak. All right, so Let's see if Mattia will be able to sell her project. Oh, Mattia, those are your cards that we have. We do have the Five of Swords with the Emperor. We have the Knights of Cups and the Cups, and the final one here that will be the Hangman. So, not anytime soon, unfortunately. According to these cards, the project that you are working on or the environment for the project itself, it's quite unfavorable in the sense of that things are not exactly ready. The circumstances are not ideal, should I say. Now, because we do have the Five of Swords at the start, if you do push for the sell, you definitely can find a buyer and sell it, but you will regret it later, at least according to these cards. I don't know what the project is all about. I know what you are working, but I'm not sure if the project is about the same things you are working. But say you do sell it in a couple of months for X amounts of money, and in a year from now, or rather like in a few months from now, that thing that you sold is now worthing tenfold. Okay, so and that is not going to be a good taste in your mouth, or is not going to present a good taste in your mouth. There is no sound. What do you mean? Hello. Well, there is a sound, or at least I do have I see that I am transmitting sound. Right, so yeah, Mattia, I mean, it will take quite of a more work from your behalf to make that sell. To make that sell, I mean, worth your while. That is at least according to these cards, and estimated. How can I put it into words? A estimation of time frame when the whole thing is gonna be ready. It's the start of December this year. Yeah, I can see as well that I am transmitting voice. So probably, Amy, it's within the issue. It's within your system. I mean your uh device. All right. So couple of minutes to have my voice rested, and we're gonna move to the next four star signs. uh, yeah, children, what can you say? Mm. So Ginger, you do gave your money to a lawyer, or you are suing your friend through a lawyer? I don't follow very well here. I believe. So yeah, I mean, that is the first of the 3 free readings, and there are going to be 2 more, so should you stick around for the next couple of breaks, you will have a chance to get your own. And of course, anyone who supports the channel and me through super chat is going to get their reading at the end of the live stream, guys, regardless. The money I gave was written to a lawyer. Ah, I get it now. So you wonder if the lawyer got the money? Is that what you are asking? All right, so Leo, first one, that is going to be the Queen of Swords for you guys, followed by the Wheel of Fortune. Moving next, we do have the Four of Wands, followed by the fourth card here of the Hierophant, and the final one for you, Leo, that is going to be the Three of Pentacles. Wow, that will be that will be great. That is because nothing is gonna be a coincidence into your next couple of weeks, okay? And the thing it is that whether whatever you do have in front of yourself as a challenge, it seems that you will be able to push it through. No questions asked whatsoever. So whether you are facing right now an overwhelming odds or something rather very difficult, or just the whole process moving forward seems to a certain extent challenging, for some of you less challenging than others, so whatever challenges you are facing, you are about to overcome all of them. Okay, it's just you will be able to push your things through, because you are also bound to finalize a very important cycles of growth. Unlike Aries, though, which were a spiritual cycles, there yours are going to be a material cycles, meaning finalizing important project, finalizing a stage of a relationship, finalizing a stage of partnership or a friendship as well. And it's just my point here is that you are about to move to the next level, and you may think, why? Well, why? I will tell you why right here, all right? I will tell you why. It is because we do have the Hierophant into the fourth one, and that card pretty much only speaks why is because you deserve it. It's because that is your natural growth. It's because that is, how can I put it into words? That is what's the how things move forward in the universe, that is. And another thing about the Hierophant, which is more personal, more spiritual, so to speak, as a lesson, it's bye, Lawrence. Thank you so much for your support again, and make sure you do rewatch the live stream and navigate yourself to the end where you will see your reading. Okay, so the spiritual lesson for you, Leo, it regards to your, simultaneously to your career and as well to your love life. To your career, the spiritual lesson is about the experience you have from your job. And should you be wondering, are you working the right thing or not? You will find out that in the next 2.5 weeks, and that is through how can I put it into words? Should you be concerned only about the money when it comes to work, then that is not the right thing that you are working. With the Hierophant, the work goes well when you do it for the sake of the work, or in other words, you do feel the work that you do as a part of your life, not just only as a means to an end to a salary. And the other spiritual guidance refers to your relationships, whether it is a friendship relationships or a love relationships, and that is the understanding as a lesson is that no matter how much you connect with somebody, no matter how much you love somebody, if you do not trust that person, if that person is betraying your trust left, right, and center, and in everything you do, there cannot be a relationship out there. Okay, so that is the spiritual lesson here, is that love, friendship, how can I put it into words? Partnerships, they all have same foundation, and that is trust and mutual reliability. And so the energies which are supporting you through the cycle here, Leo, it's with the Three of Swords. It only speaks that you're going to find such people which are to support you through your development, people who are going to be there not to how can I put it into words, hold your hand, but instead to truly help you grow. People which are going to give you fair criticism, but simultaneously going to have a very productive discussions with you. People who are going to give you hard time, but in the same time they are going to have a very fruitful cooperations with you as well. So these are a very genuine and also experienced individuals, whether it is within your career or within your love life or within your relationship life, that you can connect with and you can grow together. And if you wonder what this Wheel of Fortune here on the second position means, that is pretty much the aspect where you will do your things on your own. Like you will push your situations by yourself, instead of hoping that the circumstances are going to arrange miraculously and things are going to fix themselves on their own accord. That isn't what happens here. On the contrary, you will undertake your own things and you will fix them by yourself, which is going to make them twice as pleasant to experience. KDK, welcome to the live stream, and hope you do enjoy the show. Laura and Star Lover as well, welcome to the live stream to both of you. Glad to have you around. We are at Leo, and now moving next we do have Virgo. Oh, I get the situation now. We're halfway through, KDK. JT Miller, thank you so much, by the way, for your $4.99. Thank you so much, Jay. Make sure that you do stick around up until the end, so you do get your personalized reading as well. Okay, for the transit, that is. Yeah, Leo, we are going to have an awesome couple of weeks. No wonder it is the full moon is there. And these finalizations of cycles of growth, they are going to be gigantic for Leo, guys. That is like moving on, like I said, to the next level. That is when you know you do finalize a stage of dating and kind of like, for example, moving in together, right? Or finalizing a project that allows you to get promoted or to get a raise. So it's a finalizations, but it's a finalizations of a milestone. That is not the ending, because I know there are some interpreters there saying Four of Wands, it is the ending and etc. etc. No, it's not the ending. It is the state, the ending of a stage, and then you do move to the next stage of a thing. All right, so next one, that will be Virgo, and the first one for Virgo, let me just put my camera preview on so I see what you see, guys. We do have the Strength. Moving next, Virgo, that is going to be the King of Wands. followed by the third one, which stands as the Knights of Pentacles. Moving next, we do have the Emperor, and the final one, that is going to be the Two of Swords. It's a pretty clear message for you, Virgo. You are going forward on a overload mode, and those cards, if you do not take any measures, guys, they do speak about a meltdown. Okay, it's definitely a meltdown. Look at these two. I mean, this is an enormous impulse. This is a enormous fiery energy that it is going to grow in a very difficult, how can I put it into words, states of control, which is, by the way, the lesson that you need to learn here with the Emperor. It is that you have to, how can I put it into words, through structure and consistency, you need to maintain your ambition, because right now, whatever ambitious drive you do have here into the knights, into the kingdom, sorry, it says a knight, but knights are kings in this deck. So whatever drive you do have, Leo, right now, it kind of like works against you, not because the drive is bad, not because your ambition is bad, but because it's approached for either the wrong reasons or for either in a wrong way. One of the two, or maybe in the wrong time as well. So long story short here, the next 2.5 weeks, you just have to slow down your pace. You have to slow down your pace and structure a plan. That's all that you gotta do. By the way, there is a more specific case, especially for you, Leo, who are single, and those cards are speaking about how do I put it into words? Well, literally what they state, it's jumping to the old branches of love, that is. So to me, that speaks that it is an not necessarily an ex, okay, because it may play out in such a way that you do have a love interest back in the days, but something happened and you could not approach that love interest for one or another reason. Maybe they went to live in another state or in another country and so on and so forth. Well, now throughout the next 2.5 weeks, you may have your chance to try anew here. With the Knight of Pentacles having it into the third position, it definitely, when it comes to love, the Knight of Pentacles is that spring feeling you are going to have out there, the feeling that something is forming up, most likely with an aspect of the past. But in the grand scheme of things, the Knight of Pentacles there into the third position, it only speaks that you have to slow down your pace in the next 2.5 weeks and think about what you want and how you want it, and keep things, for the love of God, very simple. That is how the Knight of Pentacles approaches, and not just approaches, but get what they want through very simple, but in the same time very, very effective actions, steps, which are supported through a strong determination. Virgo, should you need a break, guys, spending it among nature is going to provide you with the best respite you will be capable to provide to yourself. And one last thing I want to mention here, we do have the energies of the Two of Swords. So a couple of things. You may think that it's going to be very difficult for you to slow down your pace, but actually it won't be. Those energies will allow you to maintain equilibrium, and therefore things that you may think are with a sense of emergency, they can actually be postponed. So I urge you to think twice about it. What I mean, how urgent one thing is, how urgent one project or one date or one meeting that is, okay? And the other thing of the Two of Swords, it is that those energies will allow you to see your situations, all of your situations, from all points of view, which means that now by the end of this transit, Virgo, you will kind of like have a full grasp on what your decision needs to be that serves you, because we're talking about you here. Whatever the case, you will walk out of this next couple of weeks much stronger than before, and as well much more determined to follow your agenda, to follow your dream, to follow your love, or to follow your growth. The question is though, how? That is the question here, because the way you're doing it right now is leading you toward a meltdown, and you don't want that to happen. So you can expect a realignment of your methods in the next 2.5 weeks, guys. Wow, Lisa, that's great. Hey, Mila, welcome to the stream. Long time no see, by the way. All right, so Libra, we do have the King of Pentacles, and that is such a promising start. Oh, okay. So the King of Pentacles with the Aeon, it's a really promising start, followed by the Ace of Swords. Moving next, that is going to be the Hierophant, and the final one for you, Libra, that will be the King of Wands. So we do have those 5 cards, but give me a second, guys, to have a sip of water. Just a second. Oh, that's great. Hey, Taco. How did the thing went with the lawyer? I am very curious to know. Welcome to the stream, Taco. Hope you enjoy the show. All right, so Libra, it's a promising start because these 5 cards, guys, are a testament that recently, that is, you have made all of the right decisions. Okay, just all of the right decisions, even if those decisions led you to say unpleasant experiences. Those experiences were a necessary, or they were the lesser evil, because if you made the wrong choice, you wouldn't believe what kind of a disaster you are involving yourself into. But instead of it, what happens here, it is that you are almost, well, how can I put it into words? Okay, so that is how the King of Pentacles, Taco, thank you so much for your 33 US dollar support. Thank you so much, Taco. Make sure, like as usual, to stick around up until the end, and there you will get your personalized reading. All right, so this is how the King of Pentacles stands, Libra. King of Pentacles, they, as an individual, but also oh, that's super cool. You will have your money. So the King of Pentacles are builders of their own comfort, okay? And it is just that they solidify and consolidate results before they actually move on to something new. And having a dark card here into the first position, with the Aeon into the second position, and guys, with the Ace of Swords into the third position, it pretty much speaks that you are on the final, I will say it, final lap before you finish a grand thing. I know a Libra, and I could tell them right now you are almost done, you are almost ready, and you did almost everything perfect, because you can never be perfect, and that's why I'm saying almost. But you did it as best as it could be done, not as you could do it, but as it could be done, whether it is about love or whether it is about a career. And by the way, as we do speak about love here, or I said love, it will be very important in the next 2.5 weeks to be very forthcoming when it comes to your love interest, and as well your partner. Okay, it's really very, very important that you do say the truth. That is, no matter how painful that truth may be, no matter how uncomfortable or inconvenient that truth may be. Because next 2.5 weeks, Libra, the spiritual strength to handle the reality is going to be definitely on your side, and on the side of those which are involved with you. And believe me, no matter how inconvenient that truth is, no matter how uncomfortable or how ugly, because the truth is always ugly, and no matter how painful it may be, you are going to be or that person will be grateful for you being honest with them and forthcoming as well, because being honest and being forthcoming, two different things. Okay, but aside from that, in the grand scheme of things, Libra, you should prepare yourself for a very final negotiations, whether it is about your job or whether it is about your career, and negotiations of a giving and taking. We're talking about partnerships here, okay, because that's the game of the partnership. You give, you take from one or the other. And it will be how can I put it into words, a process of generosity but not of charity. The more you give, the more you take, and that will be the whole negotiation. So the energies which are going to support you here are the energies of a how can I put it into words, energies of a happiness, with the Knights of Wands, or rather like the King of Wands, I'm sorry, having it into the 5th position. King of Wands as an energy into this follow-up, it is when when you have the knack of enjoying life, whether it is through beverage at the end of a very tough day, or whether it is by watching a favorite TV show, or whether it is playing video games, whatever floats your boat here, okay? But Libra, it seems that upcoming 2.5 weeks you are about to wrap it up. But that is how I can, with keywords, I can classify your experience. Oh, you're welcome, Tracy. You're welcome. And it's not just only avoiding a wall with those cards. It's about negotiating a way through it. So even about negotiating, it's about talking about a way through it, because a way through it, it's very possible. Well, Ginger, that depends. Did you negotiated the rules of the deal very well? Because again, I mentioned that you have to be frank and negotiate the things very well. Because there is a difference, okay? There is a difference on giving away money and throwing away money, okay? Just saying. And Scorpio, let's check it out. Oh, we do have the Ace of Cups. Oh, that's a positive change for a change. Followed by the Aeon. Moving next, we do have the Chariot. The 4th one, that is going to be the Princess of Wands, or that is the Page of Wands in the traditional deck. And the final one, what is going to be the final? Oh my god, we do have the Two of Pentacles. Oh, that's this is a good stipulation that you have set there, Ginger. A good stipulation. All right. Well, guys, it's a guidance reading for a Scorpio. And the reading points that we should be open for anything new that is coming in our way. With the Page of Wands into the 4th position, it's this card kind of like now makes me think of myself, and I will become a little bit more serious here because that reading kind of like reflects on me very much. And it does, I'm going to open up a little bit, okay? Because lately, I do have all the predispositions to be, but simply it seems that I am not happy. And that's reading pretty much points that that's the case because I am closed up. I am talking about for myself, and enough of that, because it's pretty much the reading is all about we as a Scorpio opening up for the world, because the page here as a lesson teaches us that there are so many new things that we can explore, that we can take part of, that we can how can I put it into words, we can invite into our life. And the other lesson of the Page of Wands, it is that we are far stronger than we think we are. There is something you may think you can't do. Well, guess again, you can. And it's just you have to try doing it first before you say and decide, you know, I can't do it. So should we open ourselves up to the world? With the Ace of Wands, there is a there are circumstances awaiting us in the next 2.5 weeks, guys, which are going to pose a impending change into our lives, that are going to make our experience of the day-to-day routine something which we are going to pretty much freaking love it, okay? And the Ace of Cups, I know that many interpreters are interpreting this card as a, you know, love is coming your way, and that's true, but the Ace of Cups doesn't necessarily is the romantic love that is coming our way. Ace of Cups, it is the love for life itself. And which means that whatever is coming our way, that impending change out there, we are going to freaking love it, okay? It's just going to be unbelievably good. And the best thing is that the Ace of Cups manifests itself in the place or in the field, in the situation, enterprise, whichever way you want to say it, where we are the most concerned about. You're concerned about money. Well, guess what? Into the next 2.5 weeks, there are going to be circumstances out there which are going to make your money concerns irrelevant. You may win lottery, or you may find way to repay your debt if you do have such, or you may have a raise which is going to render your how can I put it into words, which is going to render your concerns about your expenses completely irrelevant, okay? Or you are to be approached with a business proposition, whichever the case, guys. Your concern is about love. You are unhappy in your love life. Well, this is where that impending change is going to take place. You may find somebody to fall in love with, or your current state of relationship is to improve a big time as well. You just don't know how it's going to manifest, Scorpio, but happiness is out there for you, for us, okay? It's out there for us, and we just have to be open to take it. That's all these cards are saying. And having the Two of Pentacles at the end here, Scorpio, that card shows that the happiness is going to come from the direction we least expecting, okay? Because Two of Pentacles, it is when you're you need to change your outlook. as an energy, or those energies will allow us to change our outlook, in a sense of that we are going to let go of concepts, ideas, ideals as well, beliefs, if you will, which are outdated, and it will allow us to adjust to the new reality. And through that adjustment, it is where we will find that happiness, that love for life itself, which is going to be, like I said, from a place that as of this moment we do not think of. It's just beyond our fathom. So that was for Scorpio. Let me check if I have missed something. Oh, yeah. Grapple on it. That is what we have, all right? So grapple on it here with the Chariot. The Chariot is when, you know, when something comes up as an opportunity. It may feel premature. It doesn't matter, all right? It doesn't matter how premature it feels. You just throw yourself into it, because I intend to. And not because I intend to. You throw yourself based on your own assessment, but I do intend to throw myself into it. So that was for Scorpio. Hopefully you do enjoy the reading, guys, just as much as I did. But now we are getting into the second break, and the second free reading giveaway is going to take place. So within those breaks, one of you is going to get a free reading from me, which is going to happen here in public. And all that you got to do is just input your question into the comments of the live stream. I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to do so. Other than that, anyone who supports me through Super Chat and supports the stream, what I do through it, is going to get their reading at the end of the live stream regardless. And if you do want your own personal reading, you can always go to my website, which you're going to find in the description down below here, guys. And there at the very front page, you will see a full list of my services, their pricing as well. And based on your budget and your needs, you can get whichever service suits you best. So you do have about 5 minutes, and 4.5 now, guys. So if you do want a free reading, like I said, that's the way you get it. Just input your question in the next 4 minutes into the comments, and I'm gonna pick one and we'll perform a professional reading on it. Divine Nation, thank you so much for your $2 US. Thank you so much, Divine Nation. Make sure you do stick around up until the end, and there you're going to get your personalized reading of the transit. Well, I am very, very private as well, Lisa. I am very private as well. Yeah, Capricorn, your Capricorn moon is going to tell you how you are to feel in the next 2.5 weeks, Tracy. But Lisa, it's the matter of being closed or being private are two different things. Being private doesn't mean that you are closed up. Being closed up meaning, what I meant here is that when you are closed, you just don't, it's not even feeling the energy, but you do not find reason to go around or to go along with new opportunities. It is whatever, you know, you don't care. Pretty much, you don't care if you are successful into this or if you are successful into that. You don't care if that person likes you or not. You don't care what life has to offer. That is not being open. Being private is another thing. I am also very private. Even in our country, we do have that expression. This person is a calm body of water, right? Meaning that you never know what you're gonna find there. And a calm body of water it's the deepest body of water, meaning that they have the most to offer, but it is just they do not offer it because they are private, and they have always something to surprise you with. Okay, so these are the most versatile and simultaneously dangerous people out there. And I am, from my mother, that is, I am considered that way. So I am also very, very private. Yeah, too closed off. That's something we need to change as a Scorpio, that is. Oh, that's another thing, Lisa. I don't know if that's a Scorpio trait or not. But listen, say I do have a problem, right? And to me, there is no point sharing that problem with anybody, or the sharing the existence of that problem with anybody, if anybody can help me with. Why should I overburden someone with my own things that I have to deal with myself, right? If they can't help me, that is only putting stress on somebody else. It's not going to take the stress off me because I still have to deal with that thing, right? So why should I worry my parents, or say the person I love, or say my children if I do have any? Right? So to me, it doesn't make any sense. But I know there are people who are sharing everywhere. You know, they have a very tough day at work, and they are going with friends after work, and they are sharing their problems at work with everybody. I'm not that kind of a person, which probably makes me private. Probably your sister is such kind of a person as well. There is nothing wrong with that, but that doesn't mean that we are closed, or that she is closed. She is closed when you go there, you offer her a, say, some kind of a new enterprise. Let's say you offer her to go somewhere on a vacation, the Caribbean, or I don't know, the Canary, and she says, no, I don't feel going there at all, right? So that is a close person. That doesn't, you offer them something great, something exciting, and they just are indifferent to it. All right, so News Devon, she bought the property. So did she make the right choice with that property? Let's check it out. Yes, you did. I mean, with these cards, news, yes, I mean you did, okay, because the property you bought has the potential to become the property you dreamt for, or rather like you envisioned. Okay, it's just it has that potential. But in order to reach that potential, you just have to roll up your sleeves and start working on it. Okay, you can make it a dream property. I don't know what the property is all about, but you can make it as if it is in your dreams. Okay, so that's why it's a good buy. It's the right property you bought. Yeah, well, we can be needy. I mean, I am private and I can be needy, but the thing is that it's not, well, I am like any other person. Okay, I have my needs as well. But if my needs cannot be met by one thing or another, or by one person or another, I don't rant about it, okay? Or because there are, what? Because there are those individuals who are always ranting about stuff that they don't like. Well, I'm not like that. If I don't like something, I just walk away. It's simple as that. What is it, news? Well, that's because things are on the line. Okay, things are on the line. I mean, you do have a lot of work to do, and that's why you're nervous. A couple of minutes, and we're gonna move to the last 4 star signs. But I was at the needs. So yeah, I mean, because I know there are people who are ranting about stuff they don't like I said, and I don't see reason into it. I don't see purpose into it. If I don't like something, I just walk away. That's because ranting about stuff, it's not gonna change anything. At least that's my view. Yeah, I'm on Aquarius rising, JT. And my moon is in Sagittarius, if that means anything to any of you. And to Lisa, yeah, I mean, what can we do? You know, with my brother, I have a really tough time. At some point in my life, we were living together and things were not going very well. Now I'm freaking proud of my brother. Okay, now I'm literally, there isn't more proud person than me of my brother. But back then, I hate living with him. Okay, just I hate living with him. And but that didn't stop me of loving him. So we are bound to love our siblings no matter what the situation is between us. And no matter do we hold any grudge, no matter, you know, are we fighting and so on and so forth. It's just they're our blood, and we can't change that. You're welcome, news. You're welcome. Well, that's empty. That explains why we are getting along with one another. Alright guys, so finally we are moving towards the last 4 star signs, and after that the last 3 reading is going to take place, and afterwards the super chat readings are going to take place. Like I mentioned, anyone who supports the channel, the stream, and what I do through super chat is going to get their reading at the end regardless. Oh, I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm not an astrologer. I'm just guessing here. What was my brother's sign? It's Cancer. My brother is Cancer. Well, Ginger, as fate would have it, I didn't have much choice back then. Back these days, life was tough. And when I say tough, I mean really tough. So I didn't have much choice. So, Sagittarius, we do have the 3 of Cups, followed by the Empress. Moving next for Sagittarius, we do have the 7 of Pentacles, and that is going to be a period where you will have to, guys, seriously think about how you do things around, and as well whom you are relating yourself with. So we do have 7 of Pentacles. The fourth card, that is going to be the Wheel of Fortune, and the final one, we have the Nine of Swords. That is a bummer. Just give me a minute or a second or two. All right, Sagittarius. In this upcoming transit, things are gonna feel rather awkward to you. They're gonna feel awkward because there will be openings, and under openings I mean options available coming your way, which for the most part literally are going to flabbergast you, in a sense of that you wouldn't know why, why this is happening, why you are to be approached by that person or by the other, why your boss is coming to you with this task or with this project. Next couple of weeks you can expect your routine, or rather like your day-to-day routine, to be a crazy dynamic. There are going to be things moving around all around, and there are going to be options available, or rather like opportunities coming and going all the time. And unfortunately, as we do have the Empress into the second position, it seems that there will be some kind of I don't know if should I use indecisiveness or apprehensiveness. What is the difference in between you two? Can somebody indulge me with that? All that I'm trying to say, it is that when when, for example, you are to be approached and invited on a dinner or on a date, you wouldn't know what to say. So I guess indecisiveness, it is the better word here. And that comes from the fact that you will feel the need and the incentive that you have to think about it. I don't know why. And there will be some sort of a fear of certain consequences of you approaching these opportunities one way or another. That is shown here with the energies which are to support you throughout these next couple of weeks, or 2.5 weeks, that is, with the Nine of Swords. And that is a good thing, because wherever you are approached from an opportunity, or you have to make a choice, or you have to make a move and an action, so to speak, you will fully realize what this is going to bring you in either way. What are the pros, what are the cons to it? There will be both, or rather like there will be some of both out there. And thus, throughout the next 2.5 weeks, it seems that you are going to make rather very good decisions in a way. What worth your time and what doesn't worth your time. But it's one thing to decide, to decide. Another thing is to act on that decision, and that will be the problem here: acting on the decision itself. So indecisiveness, I believe it is the word that I should use. But on another no, it's not about trust, Ginger, here. It's not about trust. It's about not wanting to waste your time and not wanting to screw up. That's not about trust here for Sagittarius. It's for example, you are to be, let's say a friend of yours approaches you with really good business idea, or at least it seems that way, and you don't know, are you gonna waste your time with it or not? You don't know if it's going to, you know if it's gonna work out or not, but you are not gonna be certain how well it's gonna work out. You know what I mean? So that is gonna put you in a state where you will feel like you are gambling here, and that will provoke the indecisiveness, so to speak. You have your perception, is it worth it or not, but in the same time you will kind of like it's very difficult to describe, and it's to a very high degree it's contradictive, and that's why it's indecisive times for you. But on a positive note, Sagittarius, everything that you currently possess aside from the new opportunities, it's gonna move forward very, very well. So you can expect in the next 2.5 weeks your marriage to be great. You can expect your job to be great as well. In fact, guys, into the ongoing things, you are to accomplish a results. So should you have initiated a plan very recently, like you start a business, for example, or you have started dating somebody, next 2.5 weeks are going to be great into that regard. It is just, I can advise you in the next 2.5 weeks, when you are about to undertake something, make sure it's worth it. Okay, because at the end of the day, or rather like in the next 2.5 weeks, because we do have the wheel of, it's a difficult read, guys, because we do have the wheel of fortune into the fourth position, it means that one opportunity is going to be better than the other, and I mean better by a large margin, and you don't want to waste your resources in opportunities which are not going to present you with a change, or rather like a chance, I'm sorry, to make a difference and to change your life for the better. How you are going to recognize which opportunity is the one that is going to make a difference, that is going to make you perform a once in a lifetime change into your life? Well, through courage, really. When you see or hear the opportunity coming your way and you feel the courage within you, that's your thing. So this is what or where you should move forward, or what you should move forward with. And that is a Sagittarius reading. Now, aside from that is the indecisiveness about the new things. Everything else, it seems that is going to grow and is going to move in a great way. In fact, especially relationships, you can expect in the next 2.5 weeks, guys, your relationship to not to consolidate, but to get better. And that is because with the Three of Cups into the first position, it means that there will be no disruption into the emotional flow, and as there is no disruption, it means that the vision for the future is going to be the same. And that's why, by the way, some people are interpreting Three of Cups as an engagement, because what is engagement if not the vision of being together for the rest of your life with the person you love? You both see each other the same way, right? Or you see your relationship the same way, and engagement is the only logical thing that follows such a vision, right? So that's why it's interpreted as an engagement in some cases, that is, not in everything. Because if you ask about career, right, for example, how is my career going to move forward, and you draw Three of Cups, of course that's not, you're not going to get engaged with your coworker, right? So, because that's not what your career is about. But should you ask about ongoing relationship, very likely Three of Cups, it's an engagement, yeah. And that is because you see each other as a couple, as a husband and a wife. So next one, that is going to be Capricorn. All right, so for Capricorn, the first one, that is going to be the Nine of Swords, followed by the second card for Capricorn, which is the King of Pentacles. Moving next, guys, we do have the Hangman. followed by the next one, which is the Knights of Pentacles, and the final one for Capricorn, we do have the Page of Swords. It's a pretty simple reading, unlike the Sagittarius, and it kind of speaks that you have to put some stop on your heels right there, right then. Okay, it's just according to these cards, you are trying, guys, way too hard, and you have done the best you could by this point, and now it's time for you to allow your efforts to unfold on their own. No different than asking somebody out and they tell you, I will think about it. So you did what you could. You asked them out, you expressed yourself, and now you just have to allow your invitation to unfold, should it unfold. So my point here is that you did what you could, and now it's out of your control. It's out of your hands, and therefore you should turn pretty much your glance elsewhere, okay? And try to make a plan for the future. I don't know how to put it into words. If I were a Capricorn, I would just be very, very inactive in the next couple of days. Just indulge myself with the things I like and with the things I love. Having the Nine of Swords at the start of the reading, it pretty much speaks that's how can I put it into words? Overcoming the you know, when you stay idle, you have that feeling that's how can I put it into words, that things are going out of hand, for example, or that you have no control over the situation, or that it is just you make no progress. Well, with the Nine of Swords there at the very first position, throughout the next 2.5 weeks, you guys are going to overcome that emotion, and that is by being idle, because it's very that is very important to being idle next 2 weeks. Next 2.5 weeks, because the energies which are supporting you are actually not in your favor this time around. Well, they are to a certain extent, but with them carries on something very important, and it's a warning, and it shows that the arguments you are gonna have in the next 2.5 weeks completely fruitless, because neither you will be able to convince anybody in your points of view, neither anybody is going to be able to convince you in their points of view, and therefore these arguments that you may have with your husband, with your colleagues, with your children, for example, even with if you do have a business partner, with your business partner, no reason to have those arguments whatsoever, because not that they are pointless, but they are fruitless. They will just going to lead to anything but a aggravation, irritation, and I don't know how to put it into words, but you both are just going to feel bad, okay? Or all of you are just going to feel bad. Now, on a more positive end, the Page of Swords at the end, it shows that you will receive help should you need one, and it's going to be very, very unexpected, okay? It's going to be from the last person or the last place you have expected literally to get help. Now, for those who are in love, in the next 2.5 weeks is going to be very important to express your feelings and to express your emotions, to express your view, but stop there. Look, we do have that rare alignment here with the King of Pentacles and the Hangman, okay? And these cards pretty much speaks that you are in a grave danger of overcommitting. You know, there is a limit how much you can give into one thing, whether it is love or whether it is business, and from there it's just out of hand. No different than, for example, drinking alcohol. You drink, let's say, 500 grams from an alcohol, and you get drunk and continue on drinking. It doesn't do anything but damaging you straight away. Damages your liver, your body. You ain't getting any more drunk than you are. But still, So yeah, that's pretty much for the Capricorn. Very important, guys. You say what you feel, you say what you see things, and just stop there. Do not rant, do not harp, do not try to convince anybody into your view and into your vision. You won't be able to. Instead, become idle about the situation and just indulge yourself with things which are making you happy. It's all that it takes here. Next one, that is going to be Aquarius. Well, just for the next couple of weeks, Tracy, just for the next couple of weeks. All right, so Aquarius. Oh, wow, we do have the Queen of Wands. Moving next, that is going to be the Nine of Cups, followed by the Ace of Cups. And funny thing, when I draw the Queen of Wands, I immediately knew that that is about partnerships or relationships. I don't know where from, because I am not a psychic, but funny thing, and it is. Afterwards, we do have a Judgment, and the final one, that is going to be the Ace of Wands. Those 5 cards. And yeah, and I'm saying we because I am rising Aquarius. Well, there is 2 ways how this thing can play out, based on are we single or not. And especially for those who are single, they are gonna feel that full moon into Leo stronger than the others. Why forced? I mean, you always have to self-care, because if you don't care for yourself, who do you think is? But back to Aquarius. Listen to that. Okay. It seems that this new moon into Leo is going to present us with a gaining for enterprise. Gaining for enterprise, people. Enterprise, which is going to be, for the lack of a better word, I will say exciting, but exciting is to say the least, if you know what I mean. I mean, it's gonna feel like everything we have ever wanted. Oh, it's yeah, and it's the only thing that I see which could be dangerous, and under dangerous I mean is going to endanger the enterprise, is that Nine of Cups into the second position. And here a little bit of a free lesson: when you see the Nine of Cups falling into disadvantageous position in a spread, for example, a spread, what works against you, and you draw there the Nine of Cups, you say, wait, that's such a positive card, right? How this is possible to work against me? Well, it can, and it works against you when you take things for granted. Something great is happening to you and you kind of like take it for granted. You think that it doesn't need any maintenance. Well, great. Well, guess what? It does need maintenance. Okay. And so that's the only thing that can actually, I can't say screw things around for us, but kind of like makes the experience we're gonna have a less pleasant than actually can be. And it is that maintenance we have to set in with that enterprise. Now again, the enterprise is going to be so gainingful, guys. It will be very enthusiastic, and it will be I even don't have any words to explain it. It's going to be anything like or unlike anything we have experienced thus far, and most likely is going to manifest in our love life, especially if we're single. I mean, in the next 2.5 weeks, we are going to attract suitors like there is no tomorrow, okay? And that is granted by the Queen of Wands. It will feel like a miracle, but actually it won't. It's not gonna be miracle. It is just our understanding into what people need to hear, to see, to feel is going to be on fire, literally on fire. It's just we will be. Um, I can't find the right word for it. It's just we will always gonna we are always gonna say the right thing, we're always gonna do the right thing, you know, and so on and so forth. And it's just we're going to be irresistible. That's what I am trying to say. Now, career wise, I'm just gonna say that it is very likely, if you are aiming to change your career, Aquarius, it is very likely that you are to be proposed or an offered a job that is going to fit within your qualification. You're going to be very skilled and a very with a astute sense for the business that you are to be invited into. Okay. But like I said, mostly affect people which are a single, and those people, those of us which are a single, we should prepare for great. It's not just only excitement, it's also love, because the Ace of Cups here into the third position, which third position is our intentions, what we should do. Well, what do you think we should do, Aquarius, when we have the Ace of Cups into the third position? We should allow love to get invited, to get into us, instead of being closed for it. And the lesson that we need to learn kind of fits with the maintenance I said. With the judgment, the lesson is that while, you know, this enterprise is going to carry on a great spiritual growth here, love cannot exist if it is not supported materially in a sense of a undertaking responsibilities. So here it's very important that we do prove ourselves responsible to the other person. And under responsible, I mean that we are mature and that we can that our word carries on weight. A very important of that. What do you mean, Astro, Amy? But for Aquarius, yeah, I mean, prepare yourself, guys, or we should prepare, I would say, to face a remarkable enterprise in front of us, whether it is with a person we already know or with somebody new. That's why I'm not saying we're going to meet somebody, because maybe we have already met that individual. The cards cannot say that. It's going to be situational for each one of us. But we should prepare for truly exciting experience with somebody in the next 2.5 weeks. And last but not least, we do have Pisces. I am not familiar with that. All right, so for Pisces, the first one, guys, that is going to be the Nine of Wands, followed by the Five of Swords. Ooh. Okay. Moving next, we do have the Four of Pentacles, followed by the Three of Wands. And the last one, that is going to be, oh my god, the Fool. Well, that is a very versatile reading for you, Pisces. And under versatile, I mean that it's not just only one thing going on here. First, the first few cards are carrying on a warning for you, Pisces. Carrying on a warning because in the next 2.5 weeks you are to connect with a lot of people, whether it is because of business or whether it is because of friendship or whether it is because with romantic incentive. It is just that you will have a lot of contacts out there. And unfortunately, having the Five of Swords into the second position, it means that unintentionally you may place your trust where your trust does not belong, or in other words, you may place your trust in the wrong person. That is not going to have any consequences, at least not in these 2 weeks, but it may have consequences in the future, in a 2 months, in years from now, who knows. I'm sorry, guys. So it's very important in the next 2.5 weeks to be very mindful what kind of secrets you do really share with people that you don't know very well. And you also need to question yourself how well you know certain individuals that you are interacting with. Other than that, next 2.5 weeks are going to be quite meticulous from your behalf. It seems that you are going to undertake some personal changes, conscious changes within your environment. Yeah, like changing certain habits, like changing certain routines. You may decide that you need to change your lifestyle of eating, or you may decide that you need to change the way you work, or you may decide that you need to change the way you interact with certain people or with people in general. These are changes that you can exert on your own. Okay, you don't need any how can I put it into words, blessings from God or from the universe to do so. And you will do those changes, and you're gonna make your life much easier. And not just only much easier, but as well much stable. Having the Four of Pentacles here means that your moves, those readjustments you will do within your, say, marriage, within your, say, relationship, within your, say, career, are going to ensure their secure future. So if you are looking for structure, if you are looking to consolidate, if you are looking to sustain, you have it. Okay, you have it into the upcoming week. You will be able to do that. The only problem, again, it is you placing your trust into people that actually does not deserve your trust. And again, I'm not saying that these people are going to betray you, but it's just the card may mean that they do not deserve your trust. And once you do consolidate and how can I put it into what, secure and ensure the future of your life, like of your business or of your job, or of your marriage, a new beginning follows, because these are the energies which are supporting you here. Now, with those energies, all the processes into the upcoming weeks are going to be very easygoing. Your actions are gonna feel very spontaneous, innocent, and as well pure, artistic. Very artistic. It is going to be very elegant. Everything you do, it will be done with elegancy and as well with subtlety. I don't know how to explain it, but it just is going to be a pleasure for the eye observing you, how you work, how you talk, how you deal with certain situations, not saying problems at all, situations. And people are going to be amazed by you. People are going to be amazed by how you are able to settle everything around you, and how you are able to meet your own personal expectations, because at the end of the day, that is what is at stake here. Your patterns, your foundations, which are going to become very solid, bonded. And from there, a new beginning, which is a beginning that you can choose. You can set your own challenge here. That is the most beautiful thing from that reading, that you get to decide what is the next challenge you want to conquer. So Pisces, that is literally what this full moon into Leo it has as a gift for you. And it's a big one, because at least to me, the biggest gift from the universe, it is a free will. And what is the bigger free will than the opportunity to decide where you want to go to from now on moving forward? Right, so that was for Pisces, and now the last free reading, guys, is going to take place. So one of you is going to get a free reading made here public on the live stream. All you got to do is just input a question into the comments down below. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to do so. After that free reading, the super chat readings are going to take place. Anyone who supports the stream and what we do, because that is not a one-man operation, through super chats, you're going to get your reading at the end of the live stream regardless. So yeah, if you do have a question that you want me to read for professionally, that is the moment you input it into the comments. If you don't have questions, guys, I'm just gonna move to the super chat readings in about 3.5 minutes. But the only cartoons I have watched as a kid, because when I was a kid, our country was not that developed. We were just walking out of communism regime, okay? And the only cartoons out there was Tom and Jerry. I remember Bugs Bunny. I remember as well Scooby-Doo. And I have a very, how can I put it into words, a remnants of memories about a Batman. But Batman was, as far as I remember, you could have watched it only in a very short window of time every Saturday morning. So I definitely don't know that dog, Astro Dog, Amy. I definitely never saw it. But I love Tom and Jerry. It was really fun watching them. Oh, and I remember the coyote, the roadrunner. I believe it was called that bird that was doing beep beep, and there was that coyote that is always trying to catch it. I think so, yeah. I think so. I will survive. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was classic. But I could say that as much as Tom and Jerry was brutal, I think now that when I think about it, I think that Bugs Bunny was way more brutal than the Tom and Jerry. And I watched few weeks ago an episode of Bugs Bunny, and that rabbit is a sadist. Right away, it's a sadist. While Jerry is doing these things to Tom, just to survive, right? And to gain territory. The rabbit does these things or out of revenge and out of having fun. It's a sadist. All right, so Ginger, is it a good time to buy a car? Let's have a look. It's funny, yeah. I mean, it's at least it's funnier than Tom and Jerry. I'm just saying that that rabbit, it's pure sadist, at least in my view. Jen, thank you so much for your $5 US. Thank you so much. You and your friend are gonna have a card, each of you, yeah. Just input you into the list. So Ginger, I have a question for you, Ginger. What do you need that car for? Because these are the cards, okay? These are the cards, and they speak with a condition. They speak that if that card is not gonna make money or is not gonna use to save money in any way, okay, then it's not a good time to buy a car at all. For example, if you are working somewhere and you are going there with a cab every day, buying a car to save those money from a cab is going to be a good deal, okay? But just buying a car for the sake of having a car, it's not a good deal, at least according to these cards. These cards, like I said, they do speak with a condition, and the condition is that the car serves a particular purpose that helps you to overcome, how can I put it into words, daily obstacles. Okay, daily obstacles which are serving as a downhills into your daily routine. And I'm not talking about comfort, I'm talking about cutting off a expenses and cutting off a how can I put it into words, aspects that literally are damaging you. Alright guys, so that's concludes the free reading. Amy, I'm going to input that question to your super chat. Okay, I'm going to input that question to your super chat. Just hold on a second. Just give me a couple of minutes, guys, to rest my voice, and oh yeah, it needs to serve a purpose. Okay, that card needs to serve a purpose. So like I said, couple of minutes, and we're gonna move to the super chat. Or I'm gonna do the super chat readings. Jen, again, thank you so much for another $5 support. Thank you, Jen. All right. Tracy, your full moon into Leo, we do have the Knight of Wands catalyzed with the Strength card. And oh my god. And catalyzed with the Six of Swords. Those 5 cards, just give me a second to see if you can see the cards. All right, so these 3 cards. And Tracy, it's a period where there are going to be quite a lot of events that you are going to have to face. Now, those events are going to be quite enterprising, at least at the start, but it is very, very important for you to conserve your strength, because as much as the next couple of weeks are going to be quite exciting, and you will see, how can I put it into words, activities all around you, left, right, and center. You do have a finite energy, and for that reason it's going to be very important to involve yourself only into those activities which you are interested in, because you will feel incentive to get to jump into every single one of them, okay, but you will not have the energy to do so. And for that reason, you have to be very aware where your interest lies. Because according to these cards, once you throw yourself into an activity, you will not gonna be able to pull yourself from it. And you just have to see it through to the very end. Other than that, next couple of weeks are going to be very important as well, because you will have a chance to make a move, or rather like to exert an action that will get you one step closer to whatever dream you have. I don't know what your dreams are all about, love, career, whatever, but you will have a chance to make a tangible progress forward. JT, both ways. Both ways. So when you go to my website, you will see an option for live readings, and you will see options for a recorded readings as well. So I do both. Amy, so your question is, without a steady income, is it wise to pay off a credit card debt that at this time? So we do have the 9 of Pentacles with the 4 of Cups and with the 10 of Pentacles. Amy, the payment is overdue. What I mean is that you should have paid it a time ago. I don't know, I don't want to say a long time ago, but definitely a time ago. Now, paying off this debt, it's going to regain your independence. And without a steady income, your income may not be steady, but according to these cards, you will have enough income for a something that is gonna come up in the future, and you definitely don't want that debt hanging on when you are ready to spend money for that leap into development that is coming into your future. So according to these cards, at least, I don't want to make decision for you. You should take it on your own account. But according to these cards, the payment of the debt, it's overdue. You just had to make it, or to make it a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago as well. So yeah, I mean, according to these cards, you should make it. You're welcome, Tracy. All right, next one, Lawrence. Your card, your transit, it's Six of Pentacles with the Hermit, and then we do have the Seven of Wands here, Lawrence. So full moon into Leo, it's gonna be rather quite solitary transit for you. And I'm not saying that you're not gonna have people around you. It is just these people are not going to be that much connected to your stuff. And that is because into the upcoming transit, Lawrence, it will be a matter of what you can do about yourself and what you can do about your whatever you are dealing with. It's kind of difficult to explain, but I will try to give you a few examples. If you are facing problems in your love life, only you can solve those problems. No matter how many people you share with those problems, no matter how many people you do ask for a help, the best they can do is just postpone your difficulties. But your difficulties are difficulties that only you can tackle, and you have to gather up whatever strength you have and tackle them right there. Other than that, into the next 2.5 weeks, you can expect something really important and substantial to take place for you. It could be a new project, it could be a new relationship. All I know from these cards, it is that it's going to be very important. You will know it as it forms, okay? You will see the how substantial that thing is, and it will require its time, okay? It will require from you to approach it with intelligence rather than with emotional distress. Well, so you did make the right choice. You're welcome, Tracy. You're always welcome. So, Lawrence, yeah, I mean, next 2.5 weeks or 2.5 weeks that you have to undertake your own stuff and do not allow anybody else to mess around with them. Finally, what I would like to tell you, it is that if you do have any, how can I put it into words? You're baffled about certain situations. You don't know how you feel about them. You will. The next 2.5 weeks are gonna bring you the answer of that. Next one is Ginger, and your card is the Page of Cups with the Eight of Cups and the Eight of Wands. Ginger, there is only one way how we can look at these cards, and these are the cards of a looming change. After this full moon into Leo is over, okay, things are not going to be the same, and that doesn't mean in a bad way, on the contrary. So it's very important to, in the next few days up to 16th of February, to settle your things, okay? If you do have disputes, to settle those disputes to the best of your abilities. If you do have any disagreements, to settle those disagreements to the best of your abilities. Because after the 16th, for what those cards are showing, it seems that the situations will not going to be able to progress in any way, because it's not going to be about them, all right? It's going to be about the looming change on the horizon. After 16th, you're going to start changing positions. You're going to start changing priorities. You're going to start changing aspects, views, sights, because it's not going to be about the details. It's going to be about the overview out there, the future. Because that change starts looming, it will present you with much more exciting future than the future you have in your mind right now. And the only thing I can tell you for it is that you are going to emotionally connect with it like there is no tomorrow, literally. And it's not going to be a random thing, okay? That's the beauty of it. It's not going to be chaotic. It's not going to be what if, all right? It's not going to have any, how can I say it, blank spots out there, not knowing how to fit anything in them, all right? So it's going to be very coherent and also foreseeable future that you are to see. Mattia, your card, it is the Eight of Swords with the King of Swords, and then we do have the Devil. Right, so Mattia, into this full moon into Leo is gonna bring to you deliberations. So this is how it stands. You're going to give a really good thought into how aspects are fitting in your life and what works for you and what doesn't. And through it, you are going to expand your options available. Or I should say it in another way. Think of it as that you do have certain undertakings in your life that are stopping you of unfolding, they are stopping you of growing, and thus into the next and they are posing difficulties, and thus through the next 2.5 weeks, through a careful analysis and deliberation, you are going to find a way out of those difficulties. You are going to make a very solid strategy, for example, of how to make your business as successful as it can be, okay? That is going to be solid strategy, which is going to be very effective. And I mean very, very effective. And will allow you to grow beyond your current limits in a long run, that is. JT, your transit, we do have the Four of Swords with the Nine of Wands. And the final one is going to be the Five of Pentacles, okay, JT? And these are actually really, really good cards because they show that your transit is going to be a transit of fixing. What I mean is that within this period of time, 2.5 weeks, JT, you will start thinking about what is not serving any purpose, but what makes more hassle than it makes gains, and thus getting rid of it right there, right then. It's also highly likely that within the next 2.5 weeks to find really good friends. What I mean is that you are going to particularly connect with an individual that will prove themselves being very loyal, very, very faithful as well. And that connection, it may go even beyond a friendship. I'm not saying about romance or anything like that. It could be that you will feel each other like siblings, okay? But the thing is that this upcoming transit is going to bring you peace. In a big way, because the material aspect of it is that you will see no problems anywhere. It is just there will be none. The problems or concerns that you do have right now, they are going to diminish to a great extent if they are a can I put it into words, if they even exist at that point. And so you will have the necessary space to just rest, and that's what the transit is all about, to kind of like get a break from the bullshits of the everyday's life. Lawrence, your reading was already done, so you can rewind the live stream and to check out your reading. Taco, your transit, we do have the Five of Wands with the Ace of Swords, and then we do have the Two of Cups. So unfortunately, Taco, your next transit, this full moon into Leo, is not going to be that pleasant, because you will have to tackle with people that simply are not going to be as reasonable as you want. Not to mention that some people that you do tackle with are going to be very closed, in a sense of that they are be very difficult to communicate with. Others that you are going to interact with are going to be looking at you from a high horse, like you are beneath you. Okay, and in generally the communications in the next 2.5 weeks are going to be very difficult for you. Alongside with that, partnerships that you do have are going to be a bit tense, in a sense of that there are going to be, let's say, surprising moves from one partner, from another partner that you haven't saw, and that is going to put additional strain to the partnership out there, or to the relationship you are in. So what can I advise you here is just arm yourself with, I don't know how to put it into words, patience, to push through these shenanigans, because they are gonna be there. Okay, and I know that you are married, so be careful with your marriage, in the sense of that don't provoke it as more as it needs, because this is the energy with you. It is just, it's going to be a bit tense, you know, that the whole relationships you do have is going to be a bit tense out there. And additionally to it, you may be left misunderstood as well. So I don't know, my advice to you, Taco, it is that the less important things you can tackle with in the next 2.5 weeks, the better. Divine Nation, your transit here, that will be with the Queen of Pentacles, Five of Cups, End of War. So we do have those 3 cards. So Divine Nation, within the next 2.5 weeks, you are about to, I don't know how to put it into words. Give me a second here. Salvage disappointments, and you're welcome, Taco. So salvage disappointments and repair losses, or regain back losses. So all that I can see within those cards, it is that these 2.5 weeks for you, Divine Nations, are all about you revisiting situations that you are not happy with, and trying to salvage those situations. It's not just only trying, you will be able to salvage those situations. It's almost like you left without developing its full potential, whether it is with an ex you had, whether it is with a project you had as well. But now in the next 2.5 weeks, you will fix that. So what you can expect reopening of cases, you can expect revisiting projects, you can expect mending of relationships, you can expect making things right with exes as well. All things that have been left with a bitter taste from the past, you can expect those things, some of those things, to come back, and you fix that bitter taste you had. Yeah, avoid drama. That is, you couldn't said it better, right? You could not say it better, Taco. Avoid drama. That is the least thing you want here. And Jen, you and your friend. So that is your card, Jen. Judgment, Justice. That is your friend card. We have the Queen of Swords. So the catalyst to your card, it is the World. And so the message is pretty clear. I don't know what that message means for you, but it's clear as day, and it says it's not over by a large margin. In fact, it is just beginning. Okay, I don't know what it means. On a more practical level with these cards, you are not nearly done with whatever structure you are trying to exert, whether it is a structure within your business or whether it is a structure within your partnerships or relationships. You are not nearly done doing it. So a lot of work is ahead of you. Okay. A lot of work is ahead of you. I suggest you to get along with it. But above everything else, those cards are speaking that you need to be accountable toward yourself and toward the situation as well. As a quality here, though, you will have that astute discernment to know what is right and what is wrong. So you will have the, how can I put it into words, the self-righteousness, which is going to be aligned with the universal justice. It's going to be a great drive that you do have here. And for your friend, we do have the Queen of Swords with Temperance, and it's about healing. I don't know what your friend has. It may be healing of thoughts, it may be healing of body as well, but your friend is about to find the right approach or the right way of pushing forward in the material world and simultaneously healing from something in the spiritual world. Your friend is about to face a lot of compassion and solidarity from the people around, and a lot of understanding and respect as well. So it's very important that your friend gather up courage and start doing what they want to do the way they want to do it, despite of what anybody else thinks, because your friend is about to prove everybody around them wrong. And thank you so much for your another $5. Thank you so much, Jen. So yeah, that's gonna do it, guys. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed the show, and we are gonna see each other next time. Until then, bye.